Hey guys, I hope you're doing terrifically. So this is the first spread I made for the 100 head challenge, which has been going around Instagram so much lately, and it's just been so inspiring seeing how other people sketch and create faces and stuff. And I really wanted like a project to stimulate my drawing inspiration. I don't know, I've been really finding a difficult time figuring out what to draw even though I have goals. So I decided to take some inspiration from that and do it. So the original challenge is to draw 100 heads, and it's a very free challenge because people are doing it very differently depending on sketching or actual pieces, and I think you're supposed to do one piece a day, so finish it in 100 days, but I think I'm just doing 10 each weekend, so in 10 weeks I'll probably finish this challenge. And I was thinking it was a good idea to just share with you guys, and yeah, so you can see all my drawings. I'll publish like one a week or something. Yeah, I think it'll be really fun. So when I need drawing inspiration, I always go to Pinterest and I just search faces or like photography, and then it comes loads of faces, and you can look up all types of people, and it's very inspiring just to see like all the different types of people all around the world, and I really love that. And I think while I was drawing this, I was having this like such a strange revelation about my own drawing style and what it did to the faces that I drew. So obviously you can tell like I'm not a studied artist, and when I draw I just kind of sketch for fun, and I usually start with the nose like you can see here because I think it's like the middle part of the face, and I don't draw the lines that you're supposed to draw. Yeah, to make everything proportionate and accurate. And in this way I realized that people that are considered like stereotypically beautiful or stereotypically non-attractive kind of blended into like together to have less distinct genders, and also less distinct beauty and ugliness, if you can see it that way. I mean, I don't agree that that's the way it is, but I think the stereotypes that we see as like old and young old and young, and beautiful and not, and the genders and stuff just kind of didn't really exist. And as I was drawing, I just realized how like all the people I'm drawing are incredibly beautiful, and I don't know, I just had this like beautiful moment where I just realized like we are all the same, but we also have really cool, unique features that we need to appreciate more, even though they aren't like the perfect eyes or symmetrical, or that's not what the beauty in people is about. And I think the face can just show so much of like history, and that is the beauty, not like if it's symmetrical or not, you know? And I think it's important to me because I think I'm such an accepting person, and I really like to think of myself an accepting person because I am very open-minded and I love to believe the best in people. But especially here in Denmark, there's always like drunk men on the bus, and older men who smell like beer and sweat, and it's always and all the time, every time I sit on the bus, and I feel like they're always sitting next to me, and I find myself being so grossed out and like disgusted. But I forget that like these are also people, and I need to not think of it as like something disgusting or gross. And I've been really trying to move past this and see them as if I was that person and someone else watching me. And yeah, I know, I think drawing these heads have just been, it's been like such a revelation kind of thing. I mean, I know all these things already, but it just made me really feel them, and I was just studying these faces for such a long time, and yeah, I don't know, something happened. It was really interesting, so I really encourage you guys to do it. Yeah, and I tried to, I wish I could draw very simple lines, and I wish I could do this comic style that a lot of people are doing with it, or draw like the distinct features very simply, but I don't know, I just have a lot of like marks on my paper when I draw the faces, so I don't really know if that's a good thing or not, but I think I'll just accept that this is the way I draw and try not too much to critically analyze what I'm drawing as I'm drawing it, but maybe learn from the process and then move forward instead of trying to wish I drew in a different way. Yeah, and as I'm drawing this person here, like obviously he's like a bigger man, and I realized I need to practice that more because I'm not really used to drawing people who have bigger bodies or faces, especially faces, because it like the stereotypical structure of the face is a little bit different, and I just wasn't used to it. So that's that. Also, interesting fact is all these people, like you can't really you don't know which color it is. Like, you can see in the features that you can guess, like, where they are from around the world, but you can't see what color their skin is, and I also found that really beautiful. I mean, I don't think we should ignore the fact that people have different colors on their skin, because it's like a beautiful, distinct feature in itself. But it's really nice when it didn't really like affect the sketching process, which I thought was really fun. So I tried to combine so many different types of faces so that I really could challenge myself with that, and I noticed that a lot of the faces have like a neutral expression, so I thought maybe in the coming sketches I would try to draw from different angles and also different expressions. Like the little boy I'm drawing now, he has like a surprised kind of expression, and I actually think I sort of managed with it, but I still want to challenge myself even more, because a lot of the faces is just like from the front and a neutral expression. Yeah, like this ones you see here, and so I also drew some before I started this video, because at first I was just sketching for me, and then I realized that I want to record it, so yeah, that's that. So I need to work on the angle as well as the emotion behind it. I'll probably be trying to do it all with a ballpoint pen, a blue one or something, because I don't know, I watched this video where they were talking about sketching with a ballpoint pen and what it does to improve your drawing skills, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll try that, and then like amazing things start to happen. I like highly recommend it. I absolutely love the process, and it's really interesting because once you draw a stroke, it's there and it's permanent, and you just have to work with it, so it makes you be much more conscious about how you use the pen, like what direction you do the strokes, and it just becomes like a much more interesting process where you can observe what's happening while it's happening, and I really love it. Like, I've been so obsessed with it, and when I'm drawing animals and people, I just want to draw with a ballpoint pen all the time. I used to do it a lot with Copic markers, like sketching, which is kind of the same because it's permanent, and I wouldn't draw outlines first. I would just sketch with the Copic markers or Pro markers, and this is kind of similar, but I just went straight in with the ballpoint pen, and I really love that process. So here I'm just kind of decorating. Like, I've seen a lot of people do this just to make their sketchbooks look nicer, and it's not really for it to look nicer. I just enjoy decorating it. Like, I like it when it looks like it's not one-dimensional, like just adding a little bit of flavor. Also, I'm a very colorful person, so for me, just to have a ballpoint pen through the whole sketchbook is very difficult, surprisingly. So I did some leaves and that kind of thing, and different colors, and I also wrote beside each sketch like how long it took me, so I didn't really spend more than 10 minutes on each sketch, which I think is like a good amount, especially if I'm gonna draw 10, so that's like 100 minutes for each sketch in average, which I think is perfect. I also did some reflections, which I always do, and it's mostly what I've been talking about in this video about the faces, what it taught me, and the beauty I saw in each and every one. And then I also write right here, like, never let me be blind again, so I don't know, I have to keep reminding myself of, yeah, the beauty in all people, I guess, and it's not about the face, it's about the whole package. I think sometimes I think that ugly people, or I don't want to say ugly people, but people regarded as less attractive sometimes seem less attractive because of their health choices, and that's what makes them unattractive. So like what their body tells about them as a person rather than what they've been born with. Especially as a dancer, I'm used to seeing like fit bodies and people who take care of themselves, I think, and it's just strange for me when people don't, and I don't know, it makes me a little bit sad. So I think that is what I judge, and not like the biological thing of it. So yeah, I just drew this last sketch, and yeah, I kind of like how I drew the lines of the hair but didn't really include the hair. That was nice. I was thinking of trying to maybe make a folder on Pinterest of all the people that I referenced for these facial drawings, and but I don't really know how to work the Pinterest for my own boards. I just kind of look at other boards, so I have to figure that out before I post this video, so hopefully that will be in the end of the description. I don't really use my Pinterest, so don't bother like following me or anything. So that is it for this video. Those are the pens that I use: top, like the Tombow and the Stabilo highlighter, and the ballpoint pen, and also Muji pen for the writing stuff. Yes, that is it. If you want, you can follow me on Instagram, where I basically post art things and that kind of thing more regularly, like an update, and when it's just life goof for basically. And also tell me if you're doing the 100 head challenge and what your Instagram is, so I can check out your guys' 100 head. I would love to see it. It's really inspiring. I hope you guys all have a really brilliant day, and don't forget to see the beauty in all people, and I will see you guys soon. Bye bye!